Welcome back. Season 4 already. We've beaten Dread Calasari in Peru, pushed back Nenkame in New York, and quite soundly defeated Edward Gavigan in London. Where next? Where indeed? Let's find out on Steady Rolling Man Presents The Masks of Nyarlathotep.
The days that followed the events at Mesa House passed in a haze of quiet tension within the safe, ancient walls of Warren Hall. The great house, with its wood-panelled rooms, high windows, and air of faded aristocratic dignity, has offered you a brief, tenuous refuge from the horrors you've witnessed. You have nursed wounds both visible and unseen, bandaged limbs, sleepless nights, dreams thick with blood, fallen friends, and ancient rites. The gardens of Warren Hall, now cloaked in the silvery mist of early spring, have become a place of silent walks and contemplation for you all. For the first week, Father Green kept a wary watch, always with a loaded revolver within reach, before returning home at the behest of your host. In the evenings, Sir Edward has joined you by the fire, occasionally speaking in low tones of the Order of the Watching Star, of the ancient war fought in the shadows, and of the new horrors rising from old places. And then came the newspapers. The tabloids, including the Scoop, shrieked of occult rites and midnight murder, while the more sober broadsheets hinted at ritualistic killings on the Essex marshes. Telegraph only 2 days ago ran a front page naming Douglas and Jacob as persons of interest, sought for questioning over the terrible incidents on the coast. Their faces, sketched by some Fleet Street artists, stared out from the crumpled pages at the breakfast table, alongside a blurred photograph of police searching the Robin in the Walton Basin, and another of Gavigan's abandoned car on the drive before Mesa House. Though, over the past 10 days the house has been quiet and you've been able to rest, an unwelcome tension has lingered. Peering out of the front windows habitually, your eyes are never far from the road, expecting, subconsciously or otherwise, at any moment the sound of engines and crunching up the gravel drive. But for now, none has come. No one, that is, besides Professor Howard Baker, an Oxford man, and latterly Stanton's boss and mentor at the University of Columbia, and, as it has turned out, a star-seer of the Order of the Watching Star, who has arrived this very morning from New York. Baker, a man in his late 40s, is well-groomed and serious-looking, with a hint of the same haunted look in his pale blue eyes that you have become accustomed to amongst your other companions. After dinner is finished, you have retired to the smoking room, each nursing a glass of Sir Edward's best Armagnac and a King Edward cigar. Seated around a low table in comfortable leather chairs, the warm fire is a welcome addition as icy rain blows against the windows. Heavy floor-length curtains are drawn to keep out the night. Several tomes of various shapes, sizes and conditions are stacked on the table. Next to the unnerving texts are the items taken from Mesa House and the remaining curios and artefacts of interest retrieved 3 days ago by Sir Edward as Stanton's next of kin from Coote's safety deposit box in London. On the table also are Jackson Elias's battered notes, the yellowing newspaper clippings of the Carlisle expedition, and the items found in the murdered author's suitcase, as well as the numerous other clues that have been picked up since that fateful night at the Hotel Chelsea almost 2 months ago. So, Sir Edward said thoughtfully, gesturing with his raised glass towards the table, what does all this mean? I must confess, my friends, I fear you have uncovered only the edge of something far older, and far darker than any of us would dare imagine. I have spent a lifetime in the Order, tracing scattered hints and half-forgotten warnings, but what you have begun to unearth chills me to the bone. This is no mere cult of decadent men playing at ancient rites. It is a conspiracy that stretches across nations and through time. Gavigan was the head of the Serpent here in London, but the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh is a hydra. It has many heads, and when one head is removed, another grows in its place, as we have already seen. To truly destroy it, we must find its heart. And where does the Carlisle expedition fit into all of this? Sir Aubrey was well known to me, a friend even. We were at Oxford together, a brilliant mind and an almost obsessive historian. He had his faults, terrible vanity being foremost, but he was widely and probably rightly regarded as one of the foremost Egyptologists of his generation. I was shocked when I read of his death, although I had not spoken to him for a good couple of years prior. I struggle to see where it all fits in. Let's take stock. You have been here for 10 days now. Where are you, and what is your next step?
Well, I think our next step lies beyond these shores. It's becoming increasingly difficult for us to operate in London. The police are interested in us, obviously, but I also think that probably our work here is done for now. Shafiq has made life very difficult for us. She obviously still is active.
We seem to be uncovering connections between what would superficially appear to be very disparate organisations. The Black Pharaoh, the Bloody Tongue, they all seem to be connected.
Well, they're definitely. We have physical evidence of connections between groups in London and in Cairo. Although they appear to be working together of sorts, they also appear to be in competition. The fact that artifacts have been acquired, transferred between groups, and then obviously things are being constructed and shipped out to Australia, among other places as well. So it would seem that the first thing for us to do would be to follow the expedition to Cairo. It's the closest, and we also have a specific name we can hunt down and try and find out what's been happening there. And then beyond that, maybe to follow the path of the expedition, find out what they were looking at in Egypt, and then head south.
What?
But also we need to identify the significance of some of these items that we've got at the moment.
Some of the things that trouble me most are not so much the ancient tomes and the historic items, but those strange components that were being manufactured afresh, and there must be a purpose behind that.
Yes,
They're modern, but not.
No.
Well, they look mechanical. It's a machine, so they're trying to reconstruct something ancient. Obviously, if it's a machine of some description, then it's not necessarily magical in nature. Like the other things that we've found are all actually ancient and contain magical power, assuming. But to be able to manufacture that in a factory.
Sir Edward, is there anyone within the order who has any kind of engineering or technical background? These components are mystifying.
Well, while you've been resting, I have taken the liberty of making inquiries around all of these items. But the technical items are indeed, as you say, mystifying. I am struggling to find anyone who I would even begin to be able to identify them. I can. How long are you planning on staying? I could maybe make some more inquiries.
200. We should stay long enough for Douglas to grow a nice beard and Jacob to shave his off. Don't want to point out the obvious, lads, but getting out of here might be tricky.
Yeah, there is a concern around that. Traveling in England is going to be hard enough without being able to leave the shores. I have a feeling that you may have to adopt some sort of guise to leave the shores. The police are guaranteed to be watching for you.
Well, could we not hire a yacht or a pleasure boat of some description and head across the channel to France and then travel on from there?
Yes, but
good plan.
That is possible.
I doubt that every dock, every harbour is watched, and pleasure craft can make it across the channel.
Yeah, I think that would sound like a sensible idea. Certainly, any formal going anywhere where there are like to be any police, be it railway stations or ports, is probably not a good idea.
Well, Sir Edward, could we leave the components and the schematics with you for further research? They're quite cumbersome for us to be travelling with, and perhaps that will give you some time to have them inspected. And I'm sure if you find anything important, you could get word to us.
Yes, that would seem like a good idea. I think I will. I'm annoyed with myself. I should have taken them into London when I retrieved the other items. But yes, I'll make some more inquiries. See if I can find anyone that might be able to throw any light on them. As far as the other items go, I have a little bit more expertise with Father Gloom. Between the two of us, we have managed to at least ascertain the nature of a few of these items. He gestures towards the carved scepter made of baobab wood, inset with Egyptian hieroglyphics. This here has the hieroglyphics on the side read "Nyambi, thy power mine." This item would be used by a warlock or wizard to enhance his power when casting incantations or spells of sorts. They are
Like some sort of ancient god.
more likely to be some sort of powerful warlock, I think.
Oh,
But my researchers haven't tracked the name down, but the nature of the item we have both seen before. Calling forth the old ways is very draining on one's spirit, and these type of items can help bolster a caster, allowing them to channel more of the old ways of the power through them before exhausting themselves. Have any of you studied any of the tomes you have in any detail?
No, that befell your son. Unfortunately, any knowledge that was gained was lost with him.
I read some of one of them alongside Stanton, but we didn't discover much. It was the Africa's Dark Sects text, but I don't think either of us gleaned a great deal from it.
They are both boon and curse, as you can imagine. They have information, but it is wrapped up within dangerous, mind-bending things that men were not meant to know. There are also likely to be incantations, rituals, rites, spells, however you wish to describe them. As many of these tomes carry these secrets, which can be wielded, but they are themselves dangerous. However, sometimes when you're dealing with things such as we know exist, you have to take that risk. Anyway, that is that item. This headband here points to the headband of grey metal with the cuneiform characters. The writing here is Sumerian. The item is protective. The writing refers to foul-winged creatures of the dreamlands known as night gaunts. That will probably mean nothing to you, but they are demon-like figures that do sometimes cross the divide between the dreamlands and the real world. You would be well to be protected against them.
Does that require some kind of incantation to protect you, or is just the act of wearing it enough?
Yes, just that. Nothing more, nothing less. Again, it is not for me to tell you whether to use these items or not. There is always peril when dabbling with this type of power, but that protective item is one that I would counsel anyone to wear. As is this, he points to the green stone, the star stone of Mnar, wards the wearer against the minions of the great old ones.
what do you mean by minions?
The servitor races. You have already encountered one, more in fact, the hunting horror, the Bayaki, the dimensional shambler. All these creatures are servitor races of the great old ones. The enchanted dagger here, that in itself is a dagger used as part of a ritual to summon the dimensional shamblers. And similarly, the whistle, this meteoric steel whistle, is a similar focus for the summoning forth of the Bayaki. They do not work on their own. You will need the summoning and binding spells, which will be probably tucked away inside some of those tomes you have also. The other three items are more unnerving. The mask, the mirrored mask, the four-faced mask, and the other items. These here, he gestures towards the two one with the crook on the end and one with the scepters. All of these items are more powerful, or likely to be unique items, the likes of which I've never come across before. In all my time in researching, I've never seen or heard reference to these, and they are indeed of significantly more power than the other items. But with the additional power, most certainly comes additional danger.
You have no idea what their purpose is.
No, I do not. As I said, they are powerful artifacts. But beyond that, and with the brief amount of time I've had to study them, I cannot be sure, cannot even begin to guess. I can feel their dark power. It's almost like it speaks to me. I am attuned to such things as I have experienced too much in my long life, but I know that these are not items to be trifled with. Many occultists would kill for these. So, again, if you wish to leave them with me, I would be happy to research further, but I have a feeling that we'd probably be better off taking them.
Certainly, I think that they will be potentially of use when we meet other members of the cults.
I will continue my researches on them after you have left, and if I find anything out, I will obviously let you know. There are others that I can speak to that may be able to help.
Certainly those protective items sound tip-top. I'm not necessarily feeling summoning, what do you call them? Servitor beings? That sounds dangerous. How do we know they're not going to turn on us?
That would be where the binding spell comes in. But you summon them and then you bind them to your will. Do one without the other, and good night.
Yes,
So-
the path of the old ways is one fraught with danger. There is never any certainty or guarantee.
It's a lot more complicated than a bolt-action rifle, that's for sure.
Stick with a shotgun.
Unfortunately, there is only a certain limit to anything that man has made, and there will be certain things that you face you will not be able to harm with man-made, whether guns, bombs, whatever you wish to use. That is the dilemma you face. Do you embrace the old ways in the knowledge that one day your life will depend upon it?
Well, we'll have to see what the professor thinks.
Yeah, I'm not sure any of us are strong enough to be able to wield such power. We saw what it did to Stanton, and he was the brightest among us.
As I said, I'm not counselling you whether you do or whether you do not, but I am simply giving you information. There are many that have fallen on the wayside, having only dabbled with these things. It's for you to decide. Howard, you look tired from your journeys. Do you have any observations?
Certainly the items I'd like to take a look at further, see if we can come to agreement as to what they may do and the tomes themselves. But as is always, our time is limited. Perhaps the tomes first.
The key may be in those tomes.
Certainly, but yes, gentlemen, tragic that I'll meet you under these circumstances. But by now, you know full well the cost and danger that the world faces.
I have taken the liberty of bringing Howard up to speed with what I know of your discoveries. I believe also Stanton was in contact with you, was he not, prior to his demise?
Yes, we did have a few conversations, and he let me know some of the information he found in Peru and since, but I didn't get the whole story. Appreciate the significance, and for that I regret it deeply.
There is no time for regrets. There is much that I regret also. Cannot go back and change it.
Don't mind me asking, Professor, what is your area of expertise?
I'm an academic. I've been studying histories, geographies, archaeological evidence for many years. I'm unearthing the secrets that have been hidden, the secrets that have been forgotten. I admit that I'm not a man of action, but more a man of letters and words. I will do what I can to interpret any of the texts that you find and see what knowledge we may gain.
It is dangerous, Professor. Paul Stanton unleashed something that led to his death, and both of us, we suffered from what we read in those tomes.
Yes, indeed. The cost is great.
Do not worry. Professor Baker is well versed in the danger. He has experienced similar things himself, as have we all. He maybe does himself down when he says he's not a man of action. There is more than one way to act against these things.
And yes, I will admit to you now, I have been over the years come to learn some of the arcane rituals and master one of them. If it comes to using that spell, that incantation, I will do so.
Mastered, you say?
Well, I'm able to bring its effects to the fore and use it when we need to.
I hope you don't mind me prying just a little bit more, Professor. What am I going to expect to see here? Because you don't want me pooing my pants when you start chucking magic around, because I get a bit shotgunny.
Nothing quite so grandiose as Mr. Houdini, but I can affect the mind of someone when I direct those energies to them. I can instill fear in the subject, fear and dread, enough to scare them witless and make them flee. It is a minor spell, but then again, the cost is not too great.
It sounds similar to Penhew. He was able to control people.
Penhew?
Gavigan,
you mean?
Gavigan, sorry. Gavigan.
Yes, I think that was more of a darker ritual, bending people's minds. Mine is, but in essence, a parlor trick.
Again, you do yourself down, Professor.
But I will use it when I must. But for you, Mr. Briggs, no, you will not see dark shadows flying across the room, black miasmas, or any such thing.
I never thought I'd miss the trenches.
As has been said before.
So, Professor Baker, do you think that it would be wise for you to study these books then in detail as soon as possible?
Yes, I think that is wise. I have
Well,
an
gentlemen,
idea.
do we have a journey ahead of us?
Well, ultimately, yes. I think that our next stop is Cairo. Once we have everything that we need, we've decided how we're going to travel. There's just Omar al-Shakti, was it, that we have the address of that we could try and hunt down? He contacted Gavigan, so that would seem about items that were acquired, which I'm assuming that we've now acquired.
And we started this endeavour trying to discover the fate of the Carlisle expedition. Perhaps we can continue.
That would seem to be where the trail leads us because they are entwined.
If you are looking to follow in the footsteps of the Carlisle expedition and their digs in Egypt, I have a contact in Cairo that may be of assistance to you.
Well, if they can speak Egyptian, that would be incredibly useful because I fear that we might be at a loss as soon as we hit the Dark Continent.
Do not worry. Dr. Ali Kaffour, curator at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, is a fluent English speaker. An old acquaintance of mine, and whom I met through Lord Carnarvon, God rest his soul, before his untimely death a couple of years back. When you depart, I will send to Dr. Kaffour a telegram to advise him of your visit. He will be a useful ally and source of information in the city, and hopefully will be able to give you some more information regarding the Carlisle expedition. As for this Al-Shakti, I have not heard that name, but again, at least Dr. Kaffour will be a friendly face in a city of strangers. Do you have any other leads?
Sounds like a laugh. No. Yes, we do, actually. That is unfair. We do have several other leads that I would have to go back and examine my notes to see where we might also travel to. But it was Al-Shakti was the primary target, I feel. What else do we...
So we're following in the footsteps of the Carlisle expedition, finding out what they knew in Cairo and then what led them to Kenya.
Yes.
Gavigan had some links. Gavigan had some documents that linked to Egypt. Those two passports.
You take the piece of paper that you just haven't long recovered from Misa House, which is like there's a ledger actually. It's a ledger with all of Gavigan's shipments, which you should be able to see. Yeah, if you just scroll back up, it's on your collection of papers. But there is several entries in that ledger that refer to items, curios, etc., being sent to Omar El-Shakti.
So he would be our starting point, most definitely.
Yeah, the one on the last one is the red diary of, I can't read, somebody de Montfort. So there's definitely a connection there. You do have some other references to those are for you to find out.
Yes, I am. I'm checking my notes right now.
Gavigan had two passports, one an Egyptian passport in the name of Mr. Hassan al-Fayed, a historian. He also had a passport for a German, Klaus Dietrich Adler, an archaeologist. There's at least one Egypt connection there.
Which suggests he's likely to have travelled in Egypt fairly recently.
With those passports, the photographs, did they look like they might be Gavigan?
Yeah.
They are
They are Gavigan.
Right.
Yeah, they're just false passports with his picture.
But how difficult would it be for us to replace the pictures?
Well, if anybody that was good at that type of thing might be able to do it. If you had
I
anybody,
wonder
good
if
at
I
that
know
type of
any.
thing.
I wonder if I know anyone who's good at that type of thing.
Yeah.
I might have to ask around.
I have a little skill in that field.
Oh,
but-
really? I am shocked.
As you
Shocked, I
very-
tell you.
As you very well know. Well, one's artistic talents can be turned to other fields.
Yes. Yeah. You think that you could probably quite easily repurpose those items if needs be.
Mhm. And that may have added benefits if Gavigan, under these disguises, had made contacts there. And that's those passports, those new names could open doors for you.
But up until the moment where they see your face, of course.
Indeed.
What are you doing? Looking through your stuff still?
Well, we're deciding
Yes.
what to do next. I mean, is there a? I suppose first things first, we're going to have a massive fight over who gets the protective items.
I suppose deciding how you're going to, if you're going to go to Egypt, Cairo, how you're going to get there. Like you said, you're going to go down going a short distance and then picking up a steam from other shores.
I think we do. I think we need to leave these shores surreptitiously, and then we can take some more mainstream travel.
I think it would be less risky to try and take a smaller boat across to France than it would be to try a main port on a false passport. That's significantly riskier.
I agree.
Also, given what we'll be carrying as well, should somebody decide to search our bags.
Yes, that would not be good.
Not least
Right.
given maybe the arcane items, but also the significant amount of firearms and explosives we're carrying.
I can in the morning I can make some calls and see if I can call in some favours with some old friends. I may be able to find somebody who would take you to France with no questions asked.
That would be
Mhm.
excellent.
I'm well aware that you could do it yourself, but it may be better if I try and find someone that we know we can trust.
Well, at the moment, I think it would be very difficult for us to source anything like that because it will be difficult for us to move around.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. You must remember never to remove those warding tokens.
No, keep it close to me.
Well, I'm feeling rather tired and have a headache, so if you don't mind, I will retire, leave you gentlemen to your own thoughts. Please help yourself to my cigars and my Armagnac, and maybe we will discuss arrangements over breakfast.
Excellent.
Of course.
So bid you good evening.
I'll stand up and shake Sir Edward's hand again. I'll do what I can, my friend. I'll do what I can.
Ask. You can see a tired-looking. As you kind of look him in the eyes, his smile is quite watery. You can see the bags under his eyes, and he suddenly looks a lot more than his 63 years as he shuffles his way out of the smoking room, leaving uses.
So the plan is what we meet Sir Edward's contact in Egypt. We investigate where these items have been shipped to. We got anything else we need? Any other leads in Egypt? So I'm just looking at my notes.
Well, there's going to be notes related to the original expedition and what went on there.
I've just found something relating to that actually. The main interest, I think, in Egypt for the Carlisle expedition was an ancient Egyptian civilization. There's reference to them finding a site west of the Giza pyramids where they recovered some artifacts which were on display at the Penhew Foundation. So we could perhaps try and retrace their steps and find out a little bit more about that site.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
That does sound wise. So the civilization, that would be the one led by the Black Pharaoh then.
Looking back at the notes, Jackson's notes, step 5, his papers, a single sheet reminding him that the Cairo portion of the Carlisle itinerary must be examined carefully. Is the reason which prompted Carlisle's Kenyan side trip on the Nile relates to that. But we don't have the full itinerary, do we, of Carlisle's expedition in Egypt? Not yet. Anyway,
Sir Edward suggested his contact might be able to tell us a little bit more about the expedition.
Have you all got a roll 20 working yet?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although for me, Jackson's notes are behind several photographs.
Yes.
Is that better?
There's only Lieutenant Poole in the way. Wonderful.
Where did that handwritten letter from Warren Bezarts come from? Oh, it's addressed to Carlisle. Where did we find that?
That was in Jackson's briefcase.
Inquiries in the old quarter have identified one Faraz Nijar in the Street of
Faraz
Jackals.
It's been in possession of singular curios, which you believe will be of great interest. Well, okay, there's our second port of call.
He's prepared to part with these items as a suitable price can be agreed on. I shall endeavour to make sure the matters can be arranged to your satisfaction. I wonder if they've ever met.
Well, that might be what changed his direction. Who was this?
Hmm.
Who was this Warren? Do does that name ring any bells with anybody other than from this letter?
Warren Bessart?
Hmm.
No, but I'm new.
I'm
You're
old and I don't know.
I've got a good
Yeah.
excuse. I wasn't in the class then.
Yeah.
You could have caught up from one of your fellow pupils.
Well, they're in the year above, so I didn't like to share.
You can shut up, new boy. Faraz Najjar, is that?
Yes, indeed.
So we've got Sir Edward's contact. We've got this lead to the area near the Giza pyramids to retrace the steps of the Carlisle expedition. We've got Jackson's contact in the Street of Jackals, and we've got the recipient of Gaggan's shipments.
And the tomes that Stanton was investigating, studying Africa's dark sex and life as a god. I think life as a god, is that the Egyptian one?
You're asking me, sorry?
I'm asking my fellow investigator.
I can't recall, to be honest. I don't want to open the covers of those tomes again after what I read last time.
Life as a god, I mean, they're all on the table in front of you, is the poorly bound in scarred human skin. It's got no title on the cover, but it has the inverted ankh. The frontispiece features a low-quality faux Egyptian styling. So yeah, the content is handwritten in a brown-black scrawl that occasionally fades out, and has property of the Penhew Foundation stamped inside it.
Is this the one that was a collection of letters or scribblings from, I was going to say some madman? That covers a lot of the tomes in this world.
Necessarily call him a madman. I just call him very well informed.
Too well informed. I think that may be the one, the history where someone discovers the ritual killing sacrifice in a spice shop in Cairo.
But was that not a long, long time ago?
Yes, I think that was one that yes, it was, but we don't know how long. Just wondering if there's a thread we can pull there to lead us to the present day.
Yes, potentially.
Or could Zara Shafiq have been a descendant of that spice trader?
Or that very spice trader. We don't know how long
How
lived she
old
might be.
is. Yeah.
Sorry, I need to, in my notes, the professor we're supposed to be meeting in Cairo, Gafour? What was his?
No.
Yes,
Gafour.
Dr. Ali Kafour.
Ali
Ali.
Kafour. Just for your spelling, it's Kafour.
Your doctor or professor? Doctor.
The doctor.
But yes, he may be able to help us with the archaeological dig we were talking about earlier. Point us in the right direction.
Well, I assumed you may have to register if you're with the relevant authorities if you're going to conduct a dig.
Oh, yes, you have to apply for it.
You know that since the obviously the finding of Tutankhamun's tomb, that obviously there's been a huge influx of archaeologists into Egypt, and the Egyptian authorities are particularly stringent and anxious to avoid all of their ancient artifacts being dug up and taken away. So yeah, there is a lot of red tape around. Having a dig authorised is not easy.
Well, that will probably play into our hands, won't it?
It should certainly be a good cover. I would imagine archaeologists are 10 a penny in Cairo right now.
A good cover. Sorry, I don't follow.
Well, if you want to keep our presence out of the public eye,
So you suggest we pretend to be archaeologists?
possibly yes.
I'll do my best. I'm willing to try anything.
We don't all look like crusty old professors like myself. We need a lot of people that can organise.
No, what
run
I was
logistics.
what I was thinking, rather than using that as a cover, was that there will be documentation which will tell us where exactly Carlisle was digging.
Yes.
So it would be
Absolutely.
easier for us to find that information by just requesting the records rather than using unnecessary subterfuge. I doubt that our activities here, or particularly from the as far as the authorities go, would have reached Egypt. But we should be wary that perhaps those cult members that remain may have forwarded on warnings to their compatriots in other countries that we might be paying them a visit. So we should be careful. Not a concern for you, Mr. Baker, at least not initially, as your name and face will be unknown to them.
Oh yeah, but please call me Howard. I think, given what we face, formalities are needed here.
You may call me Douglas, although generally people tend to call me Blake. I think I've a hangover from my police days.
Blake it is, if you'd prefer.
So, round to the inevitable question of who is going to take the or is anybody going to take? That's the starting point. Does anybody want any of the items?
Yeah, well, obviously everybody wants the Starstone.
I'm more than happy to look after one of these for the time being. The scepter, Nyambi scepter.
Yeah.
As the only one that has the ability to cast spells, then I should imagine I would be best placed to use that.
Well, given that you are the only one who has any knowledge of such things, I would suggest that's so.
It would certainly be very helpful. The spell itself is rather draining.
Which then leaves us with a Peruvian standoff.
Nice. Well, I can't imagine there's going to be much in the way of fighting over the missile or the dagger.
Well, no, but for how it stands at the moment, I wouldn't think that the whistle or the dagger or the masks or the unknown scepter would be of any use to anybody. We just keep them securely locked away.
Yeah, you've got two
it's
masks.
the two protective items.
It's the two protective items which are important, obviously.
And the headband, presumably, you'd need to wear that.
Yes.
And the Starstone just to carry it on your person.
Yes.
It's on the Starstone is on a lace leather necklace.
But one would assume you don't necessarily have to wear it. It's just the possession of it. Who knows? We don't know that.
Would that be the same as the stars?
I think the inference was that they had different protective abilities. Does this not the other thing protect the headband protects from Nine Gorts, the Starstone protects from the minions, whereas the other protective items that we were given were only to prevent our identification and scrying. Yes, I did not wish to use scrying. I wasn't sure whether that was too Dungeons and Dragons.
No, scrying is a perfectly legitimate word in the matters of the occult. So just as a point of clarification, Darren, so for the Order watching stars, do they have to be worn or on your person?
They only have to be on your person. They generally are worn, but they
so they don't fall off.
And you're pretty sure that's the same. They have to be the orders of the stars have to be next to your skin, and that's the same as the Starstone as well. You're pretty sure they have to be in contact with your body, basically. So as long as that you can wear them in that way.
But the headband would need to be worn.
Yeah, because again, that's in contact with your head, and you couldn't wear it on top of a hat. That wouldn't work.
No.
Although you could probably wear it under a hat.
You could. And that would probably be the best way to wear it, because otherwise you look a bit odd wearing a grey metal headband with cuneiform characters on it.
Yeah,
although I suppose it is the 20s, so you might get away with
it. It's what all the bright young things are wearing. Well, just stick a couple of feathers in the back of it, and you could be a flapper.
Yeah. Same thing. Yep. Got a feather boa around your neck.
Okay. So we decided?
I don't care. So move on. Argue amongst yourselves.
Bert's got his shotgun. That's all he's worried about.
Yep.
I think you're more of an offensive than a defensive man, anyway, aren't you, Bert? That's all you're worried about. Really.
For sure.
Well, as am I, and on that basis, I would request the Starstone to protect me whilst I'm attacking things.
Well, that makes it easy then, because there's only one person who hasn't had anything yet, which is Jacob.
Yes, but Jacob may feel differently about the Starstone. He may wish for that himself.
No, I'll take the headband if no one else wants to have that.
No.
We're going to run into a lot of night gaunts now. You just see. If I knew what a night gaunt was.
Exactly. It sounds nasty, then, doesn't it?
It does. Sounds a lot worse than a minion.
Well,
Okay. Well, that's that. And we can always move them around if it comes down to it.
can you make a centaur roll, please, Professor Baker?
First roll of the new character. 63.
Okay, thank you. Don't worry then.
But you probably needed to roll less than 3.
Right. Okay. So you've divvied those things out. You're sitting, finishing off your drink. Then the hour is growing late when there's a soft tap at the smoking room door, and it's pushed ajar ever so slightly. And you see a familiar figure you have seen about the house. One of the maids. You believe her name is Doris. She looks a little bit embarrassed. Begging your pardon, sirs, but Mistress would like to see you in the day room.
Certainly, show us there.
She curtsies nervously. Yeah, follow me, please. She leads you through the house. Sorry, it's a drawing room. She leads you through the house to the drawing room. She knocks softly on the door, and you hear the voice of Lady Amelia Fitzwarren inside. Now you've seen Lady Amelia around the house on a fairly regular basis during your stay. She has generally kept herself to herself. She seems pleasant. She's smiled and you've had brief, polite conversations with her, but you've noticed that she has always been dressed in black the whole time, in the mourning for her sons, and she has stayed in her room for a large portion of your stay, and stayed out of the way, and so you are surprised to a degree to be summoned by her. The room is softly lit as the door is pushed open. The maid steps in ahead of you. She says, "My lady brought the gentleman as you wished." She curtsies and then disappears, scuttling off down the corridor. "Please come in. You going to go in?"
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The room is softly lit, the storm pressing at the window panes, with sufficient malevolence to make the candles flicker from time to time. Lady Fitzwarren, visibly drawn and dressed in black, as ever she has been since your arrival at Warren. Her pale hands clutch a small lace handkerchief. "Thank you for coming. I realise you probably have matters of far graver consequence than the idle fancies of a grieving household, but I felt I must speak to you. Please take a seat."
Thank you.
She waits for you to settle. She composes herself. "My husband, Sir Edward, he has not been himself of late. The loss of our boys has weighed terribly upon him, as I'm sure you can imagine. And the strain of recent events, well, it gnaws at his health in ways even Dr. Braithwaite struggles to explain. But it is not merely his condition that troubles me. 2 things have happened within this house. Odd things, small things perhaps to minds untroubled by recent events, but I fear they may signify something darker." She she pauses. "2 nights ago, Winnie, Mrs. Stokes, our housekeeper, a woman of plain sense and little imagination, came to me, pale as milk, swearing that she'd seen a man ablaze in the scullery. Just a glimpse, she said, but the terror in her face was real enough. She spoke of no heat, no sound, no smell, just a figure of flame and gone in an instant. Most singular and upsetting of all is that Mrs. Stokes swears by the good Lord that the burning man, he was dressed in Georgian clothes, but he looked just like my poor Stanton." She dabs her eyes with a handkerchief. Forgive me for being as upsetting. Appreciate. I set this aside in my mind, thinking that it was just the grievings of Winnie. She was very close to Stanton. She's been here for many a year, and I thought nothing more of it until late last night, as one of our maids was checking the windows in the great hall. She swears she saw the star above the great fireplace glowing, an orange red as though lit from within, like the embers from a grate, she said. But the fire was all out. She was near to tears telling me of it. I saw no such thing myself, but I confess I've always found that carving unsettling. Edward always says it's just an old family emblem, but I've thought there was more to it than that. Just another one of his secrets. I would not burden you with such trifles, and I have said nothing to Edward. But the sense of unease that hangs over the house has grown too heavy to ignore, and you seem to know of such matters. Though my husband might not say so aloud. Please, if you can spare the time, would you look into this for me?
Well, of course, I'll stand up and walk over, put my hand on her arm. Of course, Amelia, of anything that we can do.
Please, do not tell Sir Edward. He is already most upset, but as you can understand, it is most singular, and I do not know where to begin. The news of Stanton was hard enough, but Charles in quick succession. I fear, now my husband, he is not well. Something is amiss here. I'm sorry to have troubled you with this. I realise that it may seem fanciful, but I have said my piece.
But of course, anything we can do to assist and calm you at this time, as Howard said, perhaps we should take our leave and discuss how to proceed, Howard, so that we do not disturb the good lady further.
I should feel much safer knowing that you were dealing with these matters. If only to be able to reassure the staff that it is nothing more than our minds playing tricks upon us.
I'm sure that's true. I'm sure it's just the stress of these terrible recent events. Everyone is
Lady Amelia, would you mind us talking to the staff? It was Winnie, the housekeeper, who saw the burning man, and the maid. What was her name?
Yes, of course. If you wish to speak to Winnie, then that is fine. And Doris also. Do you want me to summon them here?
No. We'll find them in our time.
At this hour they will be now in the servants' quarters.
Perhaps you could tell us that they have your blessing to speak to us. Maybe a little more forthcoming if you could speak to them.
Yeah, I'll make sure they're aware of. Thank you for your help. Okay, you leave the drawing room.
Yep. Let's retire. And once we close the door behind, I'll look at everyone else. This is dreadful. Years ago, people would say that the house is cursed, but events, I think, from the other lands, they're pushing in on this place as though it's a portal from outside, and maybe the seals will break at some stage. We must investigate the star above the fireplace. See if
is your assumption that the star acts as a protection in that the small stars that we hold act as protections for us?
Mr. Edwards never said anything in detail about it, but I've always suspected it is much older than the ones that we hold.
Well, both the sons told us that they had dreams, visions of the house bursting into flames. So maybe they were premonitions.
Is someone or something probing the protection that the place has?
You when you first came to Warren Hall, you were shown into the Great Hall, and you did see the star above the fireplace, but nothing seemed untoward. You didn't really dwell there very long, and it feels like the room doesn't get used. Edward showed you in there, and then he kind of bustled you back out again. So it's but as I say, you know where the room is. You have seen it, but not in any real kind of detail.
Should we go have a look at it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's wise.
Okay.
What time is it, sorry?
It's about 10:20.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to head to the Great Hall in the west wing of the house. Okay, making your way and quietly through the house, you find yourself in front of the Great Hall doors. You're just going to open them, throw the doors open.
Yeah.
The hall is much as you remember from your arrival. Panelled walls lined with faded ancestral portraits, thick beams blackened by centuries of smoke, and heavy old velvet curtains which hanging before the mullioned windows. But now, with Lady Fitzwarren's words lingering in your ears, and the storm raging outside, the shadows seem deeper, the quiet weight of the house pressing more keenly on your senses. At the far end of the hall, above the hearth, looms the 8-pointed star, the eye at its centre staring out at you unnervingly.
We inspect the star carving in a bit closer up.
You're going to go closer, are you?
I'm going to inspect the star carving a little closer.
Okay.
You're going to touch it
from the door. Okay, so it's quite a big hall. It's about the hall from one end to the other is just under 50 foot long. So it's a long old hall.
When I say closer, that means going closer.
Okay, but going closer, but not right up to it.
No, I'm going to go right up to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think he said he was going to lick it.
What are the rest of you doing?
No, follow it.
I'm
Yeah,
walking
go up.
with
No.
him.
So basically, you're just going forward and having a look at the
Yeah,
style.
it's just
a fireplace.
It's just a carving on the wall. Come on, and a protective one at that. Nothing
Yes.
to be scared of. It's probably the safest place in the entire building to be stood next to it.
Might remind you of that in 5 minutes' time.
Well, you can do if you're still alive.
My name's not Fitzwarren. We'll be fine.
Okay, can you all roll percentile dice, please?
Oh no, is this to roll to be a Fitzwarren?
I might be a cousin. I got 87.
Oh, 81.
Oh, I know.
Been here too long.
Howard's dad definitely had a relationship with the mother.
What did
Can
Howard
you
get?
roll?
Oh,
you roll
89.
Why,
So we've got
are you not-
81, 87, and 89 so far.
Can you not get into roll 20 then, Andy?
No, I've got a message saying connection to server interrupted. So
Okay.
could you roll for me and I'll
Yeah.
log off and log back in again.
Boo.
Okay.
It's a good
Hmm.
roll.
Good job. One of us can roll.
I can't even see that. What was it?
It was
36.
36.
That's it. So.
Okay. Right on. You, Jacob, well, all of you are examining. You kind of walk up to the fireplace and have a look at it, and it's just you just think, well, yeah, it just looks like very much like it did when you first came in here. Really, it's a star. It's like you said, it's just a carving. Nothing really of any interest. And you kind of milling about having a look around. Jacob, you notice just you're about to turn around. You notice there are a number of faint lines, hardly visible, each a hair's breadth, running from one of the star's points along the mortar line, almost invisible but unmistakably hairline cracks in the ancient stone.
I'll
One
point
of them,
them out.
yeah, okay,
Oh,
you
sorry,
start point. Yeah, that's right. One of them you follow, which leads towards the half left-hand pillar, has a faint, almost invisible mark at its base, a small, darkened score. Okay, can everybody make a listen roll for me, please?
I asked you to do that as well, Darren. I'm having real trouble
yeah,
getting
okay.
back in.
That's all right.
I've rolled
Awesome.
91 and Douglas has rolled 89. Well, flying.
That's all right.
Oh,
Howard's rolled
How-
2.
Howard got to.
Yeah.
Howard's absolutely nailed it.
Somebody's paying attention at least.
I just sent you a message. Okay, can everybody else again make another spot hidden roll for me, please? Do you want me to roll again for you, Andy?
Yeah, I
That's
just
better.
can't get back in.
Okay, I got a success. 27.
Okay, cool.
I've rolled my lowest roll so far. 83.
You're doing well tonight.
That's a hard
Yeah.
success, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, a hard success, is it? Okay.
Sorry, what were we rolling against?
Hidden.
Oh, yeah, that's a fail. But while we're standing around, I will say to everyone, just be quiet for a second. Can you hear this? And then I'll point to the centre of the chimney.
No,
And
can't hear anything. What can you hear?
there's a faint crackling sound. It sounds like flames. It's just somewhere from within the throat of the chimney resting.
It's not something as mundane as they haven't had the chimney swept and it's literally on fire in there.
I think we'd be able to feel the heat.
Yeah, no, we'd feel the heat and see the flames.
They don't. You know that they don't use this room.
No.
Like I mentioned earlier, you've only seen it like once, and nobody ever comes in here.
Well, we don't have a torch, so anyone will have a look up the chimney.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
You're going to shine the light up the chimney. Okay. Yeah, it's clean as a whistle. Nothing up there. You can see a well-maintained chimney breast. It's old, but there are there's no signs of any blockage
This is too much of a coincidence with Stanton's visions.
No, well, absolutely.
Right. So presumably,
I'd sent you a message, Simon.
Oh, okay. So,
Can you all make power rolls, please? So roll against your.
I ask you to do that as well, Darren.
Oh, this is fun. I like rolling. I got 66, 58. Does anybody get anything other than? Does anybody get a success to start with?
yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What
Anybody
did you
get-
say? What did you say I got?
You got 66.
Oh, no.
Okay, so nobody got a hard success then, no?
No, just a normal success.
Everybody got normal successes.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, I'm really sorry. Hold on, just one sec. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I would like to say there's no way I was sticking my head up that chimney. I've only not in the first session.
Sorry about that. Back.
Okay, Howard, can I get you to make a sanity roll?
Okay. 4.
4.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll turn to the others. Oh my goodness.
You suddenly see Howard turns around and you're all facing the fireplace, but he's facing the other way, like looking back towards the door, and his face just goes totally white, and his eyes massive.
Can you see it? Quick, look.
Turn round quickly.
That's it.
Okay.
What is it?
You can't see anything at all. There is a man standing in front of me. He is burning from the inside out. His form is shifting, twisting, flickering like flame.
And he's still there
Is he
now
still
because
there?
I can't see anything.
Must just be me then. That's what I said
You
about
wearing-
the outside trying to push in.
Is he wearing Georgian clothes? Like the one seen by the maid? Or housekeeper, rather?
Yes, that's exactly. But Stanton in Georgian clothes.
Does this look like Stanton?
It has gone now, but it did look like Stanton wearing sort of very old clothes that shouldn't suit him.
But they
Clothes
did
out
suit
of
him.
time. Well,
But they,
mm,
but the family's been here for years. It could,
yes.
they have
Could have been an
obviously have
ancestor.
the ancestor. Yes, exactly. And I could.
As
There's
as
sorry,
all the portraits on the walls that all around you will attest to.
years of inbreeding. So, and I
Can I
can
get
smell.
can I get to make a spot hidden roll, please, Blake?
Nope,
Don't worry about it. Then.
I won't. I can smell something. Something that smells like coal, ashes, scorch. There's each of us are seeing or sensing different elements that indicate fire.
Mm.
There is obviously something happening. Obviously, something connected to the star and this crack and the scorching. Now, if it's something that's directly behind it or something that's forcing through from another dimension, this is beyond my knowledge, and we'll be looking to you, Howard, for something like this.
I know, maybe the house is fighting back. It's someone like Stanton in Georgian clothes, sort of from 100, 200 years ago. This is the Fitzwarren and the Order trying to push back against what's pushing in. Maybe it's trying to tell us something. Maybe there's a way to fix the damage of these cracks. Find what is the source of the damage. Perhaps if we search around the base of this pillar.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
are you doing?
I'm going to search around the base of the pillar where the scorch mark started. See if there's anything. Maybe I'm hoping it's something as simple as an item has been placed here, rather than the dark forces are pushing in from outside. That's
When you have a
something
look at that, you know where you said the dark scorch mark. You mean where the cracks lead to? Yeah.
Yes,
One of the cracks.
Yeah.
On closer examination, when you bend right close and have a look at it, you're sure that it's not merely aging, it's not weathering, or it's not soot. It is a rude triangle in a circle symbol. Has been made recently.
triangle in a circle.
Do you want to make a D20 roll?
Yep. 98.
Okay. You think it's a triangle in a circle. In fact, with that, you probably think it's a circle in a triangle.
Mm.
You don't know any more than that, but it's certainly something. It
Okay.
looks very odd.
Someone has placed not a ward, but maybe some sort of focus.
Are you suggesting that what's down there is a means to prevent the crack expanding, to shore it up, or is it helping create the crack?
I think it's. I don't know. I'd have to research more. But I think that is the source of the problem.
Do the hairline cracks originate from that part of the from where the triangle and the circle is?
They originate. No, they originate from the points of the star, but one of them just happens to go down to that particular triangle and circle.
Does that symbol mean anything to any of us?
Does anybody have any Cthulhu mythos knowledge?
Hell no.
Yeah, some.
I think you might have a couple, Jacob. I need to roll for you, don't I?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think I'm going to get this somehow.
What's close?
14.
No.
Actually, everybody make an occult roll as well, please. I need a hard
Again,
success.
can I prevail on you, Darren?
Yeah.
94. Oh,
7.
Wow.
7?
Yeah.
That's an extreme success.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's an extreme success.
99 for Howard. I'm forgetting everything.
yeah, it's all very well trying to do it in a library, in a museum, isn't it? When it's real, when it's in your face.
Yet I passed a listen roll. I think next we need to investigate the other lines. And then how did they get in here to put those in?
This is a sigil. It represents otherworldly fire. I've seen it before. Do you think this is more likely to have been placed here to create the weakness?
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
guess deliberate. But who could have done it?
Sir Edward's
here?
probably the only person who knows about the history and the origin of this star.
Maybe there's an interloper among the staff.
That's what I'd be worried about.
Should maybe ask whether there's been any new staff taken on.
Or changes in character existing.
You're thinking possession.
Mm.
Yes, well, we've encountered that before, so that may well be possible.
I guess you get all four of you still standing in front of the fireplace, aren't you? Looking at it, yeah.
Okay.
Foolishly, yes.
I'm going to investigate.
So suddenly, suddenly you're all shocked to see the pupil in the middle of the eye. Suddenly, a burst of flame appears from it. It's literally just a flick of a couple of seconds. You see it's on fire, and then you shake your head, look again, and it's gone. But you look at each other, and you obviously all saw it.
Did we feel it? Did it have heat to it?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Are there any? If we look at the cracks from other points of the star, do any of those lead to any more sigils?
Well, you notice that now that you look again, you notice that there are more cracks than there were when you first came in here. There's like a spider web of cracks across the hearth. There seems to be more of them, and there's no more sigils. No.
This is going to break quite soon. We should tell Sir Edward.
Now that I know that it's a sigil, do I know anything about the worldly fire or how to remove sigil?
You can have another go. You tried your occult already, and that didn't work, didn't it? But you can have a mythos go.
Had it been carved on or drawn on?
Success.
It's been carved into the stone. Okay, you got just a standard success.
Yep, standard success.
And you were trying to understand more about sigils.
And how to remove them.
How to remove them. Okay.
Or how to stop them from working, and then remove if needs be.
Okay, right. I'm just going to say. So no, you don't know how to stop them from working. What you do know is that quite often the caster can stop them working, or a variant of the initial incantation that was used. But it depends on what the sigil was asked to do in the first place as to how you remove it. But what you can tell is that you are 100% certain that the protective sigil in here, which is the star, is definitely failing. There's something that's making it fail.
Is there a means of summoning the staff in here? A bell system or something?
There's no bell in here actually, but there generally is. So you can just go and pull the nearest bell if you go outside.
Do we get the staff to bring Sir Edward down here? He's going to be the only one who might know more about this. I'll go and summon the nearest. There's someone on the staff.
Okay.
With the butler Bentley still around.
Yeah, it's him that turns up. Guy in his late 50s, silver-haired gentleman. He looks a bit dishevelled, as if he was just about to turn in. Yes, sir. Is everything all right? He looks a bit concerned. Why are you in this portion of the house, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
We've discovered something that Sir Edward needs to know about immediately. I know it's late, but please bring him down here.
He has retired, sir. He was not feeling too well. Yeah, I think he may have a temperature. He was burning up when he went to bed. We may have to summon the doctor.
Get him down here now, please. It's of the utmost importance. Don't argue, man. Just do it.
His eyes widen. You can see, for one split second, he wants to answer you back, but then his better sense kicks in, and he says, "Of course, sir," and turns and walks off quickly up the. You hear his footsteps receding.
Bentley seems suspicious in any way, or just his usual sort of efficient self.
Yeah, it didn't seem. No, he wasn't acting suspicious.
He was doing what any good butler would do.
Indeed. Okay, you hear his footsteps receding up the stairs, and then you hear a shout from upstairs. And then some running footsteps coming along the floor above you, and then back down the steps. Sirs, you must come. There is something wrong with Sir Edward.
Right, I'll follow.
Yep.
I think we should run, personally.
I think we should probably run as well. Maybe
Yeah.
stopping for a bucket of water on the way.
Okay. You run up to Sir Edward's bedroom. The door is closed. You fling it open, and you see Sir Edward lying on his bed. His skin is glowing faintly from beneath the surface, and you realise when you look at it a little bit more closely that he's actually lying about 2 inches above his bed, not on it.
You shall
Okay.
look in shock at Howard and see what he wants to do about this.
Okay, can I see if he is wearing his necklace, watching star necklace?
He's wearing his pajamas, so it's difficult to see that,
Mm.
really.
Okay, I will. Is there a walking stick in here?
You look around. Yeah, there's a
Some-
stick in the
Okay.
corner.
I'll pick up the stick and see if I can push his pajamas aside. Is he?
Oh,
can I
you're going to
see
go over
his-
to him? Okay,
Yeah.
so he looks. He looks. He doesn't look in any state of agitation. He's floating above the bed. But as you get closer to him, you feel that there is heat coming from him. And I don't just mean he's got a temperature. It's like being in front of a fire.
Hmm. Okay.
What the rest of you doing? Are you standing by the door? Or are you going in? You can see the butler's
Going
come. Sirs, what is wrong with Sir Edward?
That's a very good question. Have you
No,
touched
no,
him?
I came straight to fetch you.
Okay.
Bring
Well,
water. I wasn't joking about the bucket of water.
yeah,
Bring water.
water
Okay, he
and
disappears.
towels.
Going get some water. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll try to push aside his pajamas to see if he's
Okay.
wearing his clothes.
Can you make a dodge roll, please?
No. Oh, that's a success.
Okay. As soon as you touch him, trying to move his pajamas, suddenly a gout of flame springs forth from his body. You just manage to dodge out of the way as it misses you, but you feel the heat, the searing heat of the white flame disappears again as quickly as it has appeared. You make a luck roll, please.
Look at the others, wide-eyed. No, that is
Okay.
a fail.
Okay, the gout of flame unfortunately has lit the bedclothes, and a fire has started on the bed.
Okay. Does he
If-
have a bowl of water on his dressing table?
Or a water jug or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
jug.
he's got. There's a jug. There's
Yeah.
a jug next to it, next to the dressing table. Yeah, you're going to grab the jug.
Yep.
Okay. Fortunately, the jug is 2/3 full, and you can just throw the water onto the flame. Yeah.
I'll pass it to Douglas to throw it on. I don't trust myself. I've always been rather clumsy. You do it.
Okay, I will pour the water onto it. I'm not going to throw it. I'm just going to pour it onto it.
Okay.
Standing next to the bed, just pour it.
Yep. You don't need to make a roll for that. It just fizzles out. It's just a normal fire.
I'll put the jug down, looking a bit confused at Howard.
Mm.
Now what? Looking at did his expression change when the flames leapt out of him, or was he just?
No, he just he actually looks like he's just asleep, and his expression hasn't changed. Obviously there's quite a lot of other things that are quite odd about him, but his actual expression is fairly normal.
Let's have a look around and see if there is another sigil somewhere. Could there be an item secreted nearby? Can we get close to his pillows without touching him?
Yeah, I mean he's obviously
Something under there.
he's on his pillows, but he's just slightly above them. But yeah, you can touch the pillows without touching him.
Yeah. Could I push it aside with the walking?
I'll look under the bed as well in the meantime, see whether there's anything untoward under there.
I'm sure there's some sort of lightning rod, as it were, focusing this energy.
No, you don't see anything under the bed at all that would explain what's happening. And there's no sigils or anything, nothing out of the ordinary, seemingly. The butler has now arrived back with the pail of water.
I'm not sure that it's sensible for us to use it. He said it doesn't seem in any immediate
Lady
danger.
Fitzwarren has asked for what is happening, whether the doctor needs to be summoned.
No, tell her that we are still investigating what she asked us to, and that all is well. Needs to know right now.
Very good, sir. You see, like, with fear etched all over his face.
We couldn't see, and we still can't see whether he's wearing his star. But the star only protects you from being scryed. It doesn't protect you from anything else. was wondering
Yeah.
whether using the Starstone would protect, but that protection against minions, not against magic.
This is, yeah.
This is something different. We don't have anything to
His
force.
start may protect him
You can
from
have a. I
something.
want to have a
greater.
look at. I want to have a look under the bed. Is there anything there?
That. I did that already.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have another
No,
look.
You can have a look. Yeah, you had a look under the bed as well.
Yeah, any floorboards been moved?
No, there's nothing under the bed as far as you can see, Jacob.
But he wasn't feeling well before he took to his bed, so it was already affecting him. So it's
you all-
unlikely that it's not centered here.
All three of you around the bed. Where are you, Bert?
By the door.
Pardon?
By the door.
Okay, cool. Can you make a spot hidden roll for me, please?
No problem.
I thought you could say no then.
Oh,
I finally rolled something good. A 4. Very, very good.
Talk amongst yourselves a second. It took me by surprise.
It's not the green slime above the door.
You spotted the marshmallows.
Yeah, I'm thinking there has been something placed in the house other than the sigil that is draining, affecting Sir Edward. And sadly, I think it's more likely to be one of the staff has been affected, turned, controlled, than someone new arriving.
Then we need to
But we'll
hunt them
find out.
down.
We'll need to find out. We need to find out who, if anyone has arrived recently in their employment.
Would whatever it is, need to be close to him?
Maybe not at all times if they were casting a spell upon it.
It's an enormous
Yes.
house. I'm just trying to think where we might be able to start the search.
Where does he spend most of his time?
In
Or probably in
his
Well, rather
in
than
bed.
second room in his library.
rather than spending time searching for
Mm.
what somebody has put somewhere, why don't we try to find the person, then they can tell us?
Yes. Find the people that did it.
Because we can find them easily.
Yeah, things can be hidden.
People cannot, at least not as easily.
Mm.
Well, Lady Amelia might know more about the staff.
Yes, Howard, how well do you know the family and the staff?
Well, obviously I know Sir Edward well. I've been here a few times. Usually I would meet Sir Edward in Oxford, but obviously the last few years I've been in New York. So I know Lady Amelia fairly well. Having met Bentley several times, and indeed Mr. Stokes.
I suggest we
Shall we
don't
start
ask
with-
Lady Amelia. Let's ask Bentley.
No. Bentley. Let's start with Bentley.
He will.
All of you, you're chatting away. You notice that Bert is no longer in the room.
No, hell. All right, I'll run to the door and look both directions, see where he is.
Okay. Excuse me.
Is Bentley still around?
No, he went to speak to Lady.
Bert has obviously seen or heard something.
Right. Yeah.
Got
Well.
his attention.
He'll make a spot hidden roll, please, Blake.
Yeah, that's a success.
You just see the back of Bert's head heading down the staircase to the main hall.
Right. I draw my pistol and I follow him and tell the other two to wait here and watch over Sir Edward.
Okay.
Okay. I'll stand by the door with the door open.
Okay, I'll run after Bert.
Okay.
I won't shout anything. I'll just try and catch up with him.
Right. Okay. So you guys, Jacob and Howard, you're staying in the room. Did you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's both stand near the door.
Okay. So Blake, you see that you're running after Bert. He went down the main stairs into the main hallway, across the main hallway, and then you just see him going down the stairs towards the servants' quarters and the kitchens. You're going to follow him?
Yep.
Okay. You go down the stairs again, down to the servants' quarters, and you find yourself in the scullery. You see. At the far end of the scullery, you see Bert.
What's he doing?
Just standing. He's just walking towards the door at the door in the scullery.
Okay. Raise my pistol at him and say, Bert, where are you going?
Tell us.
Why?
That's where your mate Stanton has gone.
Are you following him?
Yeah.
Shall I get the others, or are we going down there together? Try not to run off alone, mate. Are you following? Can you still see him?
No, he's gone through the cellar door. Get
You
my
gonna
torch out. I get my torch out. I'll open the cellar door.
All right, I'll
Okay.
get my torch out as well, and I will follow him. Track may be cold by the time we get the others,
Exactly.
or very, very hot by the time we get to it.
While they're
But-
doing this, I'm going to search Sir Edward's bedroom.
Okay. Are you looking for anything particular, or just see if there's anything unusual there?
Mainly unusual, yeah. Mainly around the walls, actually, and for
Okay.
carvings or anything unusual.
There's a professor trying to poke his pajamas off with a stick. That's quite unusual.
Yeah, and
I'll tell you
someone
what,
I
floating
tried it
2
once
inches
and
above
got
their
away with
bed.
it.
Yeah.
If somebody came into my bedroom and started poking me
Yeah.
with a stick, I don't think I'll be very happy with that.
Or I'll rephrase that, something even more unusual.
But can you make a spot hidden, please?
No, I cannot. I'm back into the 90s.
Oh, okay. Right, you open the cellar door, and the corridors that it leads to. There are 2 staircases. A corridor of about 5 or 6 feet in front of you. Then there are 2 staircases, one to the left, one to the right. They run next to each other, but they're 2 separate staircases. Which one are you going to go down?
Smell anything?
No.
So?
You've not all the time. You've not seen, smelt, you've not smelt or felt any heat or anything.
Nothing. Or heard anything? Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna go left or right.
Left, please.
Okay.
Chose the sinister route.
Are you going the same way, or are you going the other way?
I'm following Bert.
Okay. You come down to the bottom of the stairs. You can smell. It's quite damp down here. Or you can smell. Obviously, you're in the cellar, so that kind of earthen, sort of underground smell. You're in the wine cellar, and you just catch a glimpse of the figure in the corner of the wine cellar before it disappears.
Sorry. Yeah, move straight over to where I saw the movement.
Okay. Meanwhile, can you make a spot hidden roll, please? Jacob, you said you were searching.
Yes, I might have to ask you to do that for me. For some bizarre reason, I cannot access anything online, and yet Discord's still working fine.
I'm going
Weird.
to assist Jacob searching.
Okay. You can just make 2 separate rolls. That's Jacob goes first.
This
Okay.
Spot hidden. No, not a hope.
You notice you're kind of searching around the room, and suddenly, you out of the corner of your eye, you see the flicker of flame from the fireplace in the bedroom. You turn around and you see that the fire's out. But you swear that you saw from maybe the kind of chimney area a flicker of flame, like I said.
I search the fireplace around to see if there's any further sigils.
Okay,
We're upstairs, so presumably all the chimneys are connected.
correct.
So if the chimneys are connected, not just from the ground floor, but are there likely to be fireplaces in the cellars?
Okay, so you don't find any other
Hmm.
sigil surrounded. Okay, you back in the cellar. You go over to that point in the corner of the wine cellar. Okay, righty ho. What are you going to do when you get there? Look around.
Look
There are
around.
various-
I'll tell you.
Yeah, there are bottles and barrels and kegs of wine of varying ages, but nothing that would seem out of place in a wine cellar. Put it that way.
No obvious onward doorway or passageway, or
No, there's no
it's
there's
just
no exit
disappeared.
from- Yeah,
Well,
you still there?
yeah, I'm still there. I'm thinking.
Somebody else disappeared.
Um,
And is Blake, are you behind him?
Yeah, I am. I'm just watching what he's doing because I can't see where the ghost went or anything. So I'm just following Albert's lead.
if I can't see the ghost, there's no point being in this part of the cellar. I might try the right hand past stairway.
Okay, you turn. What is your spot hidden, by the way? I haven't got it on this. I haven't got it written down for some reason.
It is 68.
68. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm quite spotty.
You swing the torch around as you're turning to go back up the stairs, and you suddenly you notice in the corner of the cellar is a scorch mark on the wall on one of the stones.
Okay, so I go up to the scorch mark and just examine the stones, see if it's loose or if there's anything on the other side of it.
Okay, there's quite a lot of there's a little bit of dust, and you kind of brush the dust away, and the stone actually does feel a little bit loose. You start to wiggle it a bit, and it feels like it would pull out quite easily. It's the stone right in the corner where it's on the floor, right in the corner, like up against where the 2 walls meet each other. Yeah, but it's loose basically.
Okay, I'll try and pry it out.
Okay, you're just going to watch him doing it, Blake. Yeah.
I will hold my torch to help him.
Okay, you pull out the stone from the floor, which reveals a small compartment within which you can see a rotted leather bag, and also what looks like a small metal box as well.
Okay. Let's take.
The box is quite rusted and is obviously very old.
I turn to Blake.
Mhm.
So, I think I saw the ghost go into that stone, and this is what I found. We should take it to go back up to the bedroom to the others and examine it together.
Yeah, take it all. It could be the focus of the spell, but it looks like it's been here a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's taken that long for it to break down the protection. Anyway, we're just guessing. Let's take it to the people that might know.
Okay, so you're going to grab the bag out and the box, yeah?
Yeah, not open them, but take them upstairs.
You kind of feel around. It's only a small like hidden area underneath the stone. Nothing else in there. Okay, you head back upstairs. Presently, you return to see the other two. Jacob still searching. He seems to be staring intently at the fireplace, and Howard still by the bed.
Any change?
Mercifully none. We found a scorch mark over by the chimney there.
No.
What about you?
No, you didn't
Were you following someone?
Just to correct that, he didn't. Sorry, you didn't find a scorch mark. He just saw
Sorry.
he saw a flame.
Oh, a flame. Yeah.
Momentarily. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Bert spotted the ghost again, so he followed it down to the cellar, and it passed through the wall, and we found these items where it went, and there was a scorch mark there. We haven't opened them yet. We didn't really know what to do with them. I thought perhaps it would be something that might make sense to you, given your experience and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Hand them over.
Certainly. Let's put them on the table over here. Take a close look.
They look like they've been there for a very, very long time, or they're very old and they've just been moved.
So you've got like a rotted leather bag and a small metal box.
If I touch these things, in my experience, are they likely to curse me immediately?
In your experience of leather bags and boxes, you don't
Well,
think you know that.
occult items that focus.
You can't
Okay.
answer that. Are they
Yeah,
likely to
okay.
curse me immediately?
I don't know. I will use my pen. Take my pen out of my jacket pocket and sort of try to open the bag. Is it tight shut with the leather thong?
No, it's just wrapped. It's just kind of wrapped around. Whatever is in it is a lot smaller than the actual bag. So the bag's been wrapped around it a few times.
Just bring me up to speed. I missed about 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So where did you hear up to?
I think Douglas and Bert were down in the cellar. And
The ghost disappeared into the corner of the cellar. Okay, Bert saw a charred marking where the ghost had gone. He managed to. He pulled back. He found a compartment in the corner of the cellar. Pulled back a stone and found a bag in there that looked really old, an old leather bag, and then also an old box, a metal box. Both of which look really old. They've brought them back upstairs, and now they're now with you in the room. And Howard is trying to open them using his pen because he thinks he's going to get cursed. It's almost like it's once bitten, twice shy, isn't it?
like an ancestral memory.
Yeah. Don't make me roll up another character. It's too soon.
Picking characters that do this kind of stuff.
You're all standing in the room, waiting for Howard to find out what's in the bag or in the tin box.
Yes.
What's in the box?
I will try to open the bag.
Okay, you can easily open it. You're gonna have a look inside. Put your hand in. You can see whatever's in the bottom of the bag. It feels like it's wrapped. It looks like it's probably the size of maybe a book, something that sort of size, or another box, and it's also wrapped in more cloth as well.
Okay. Wrap my jacket around my hand and try to tip out what's in the bag.
Okay, you tip out what's in the bag, and a journal, a leather journal, an old leather journal drops out, falling out of the cloth it is wrapped in. It's a bit battered and also rotten, but you can just about make out on the front of it. It says, "The Journal of Edric Warren."
Edric. How do you spell Edric?
Edric.
It's quite an old-fashioned name. Okay. Well, hopefully this is good news. Now, perhaps we read the journal before opening the box. Maybe in the journal it says, "Whatever you do, do not open the box."
Possibly.
got that?
But
Have we
time
got-
is also of the essence
Yes.
because we appear to have.
Okay.
We haven't got time. This
Yep. I will unbound, try to open the journal.
Okay.
You say there's something wrapped around it.
You open the journal and start. There's some cloth wrapped around it. You can open it and start flicking through it, are you?
Yes.
You're relieved to find that it is literally just a journal. And you start flicking through, trying to make sense of it.
I open the box and tip the contents out on the table.
Okay, 6 candles fall out of the box. They look to be made of beeswax.
Have they been lit, or
No.
are they?
They haven't been lit. They are virgin candles.
Anything else in there? Anything written on the
No.
inside of the box?
Nothing else. No, that's literally all that's in there. And in the journal, as you're flicking through it, there is also tucked inside the back of the journal is a loose page, which is a scroll of some sort. It drops out of the journal, and you see a load of Egyptian, Arabic writing on it.
Okay. I'll drop the journal for a second and read the scroll
Okay.
and try and understand what I can.
It's like scroll itself. You can read Arabic, can't you?
Yes, I've got basic Arabic knowledge,
Okay.
and then obviously experience with hieroglyphs.
It contains something, or some sort of verse, or you think it's probably some sort of ritual entitled Sekem en Jabbar, which means power over flame. And then there is a ritual spell listed in Arabic.
Okay.
4 verses.
what does it say, Howard?
Yeah, I'll tell the others. So reading through, is this a spell that would cause flame to appear or stop it?
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, obviously, at the moment, you're just looking at the scroll. Do you want to go
I
back
know.
to look at the journal again? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go back to the journal.
Right. You flick through, and then you chance across an interesting paragraph, which I will actually add to the main. And I'll add it to the main chat so everybody can see it to read
Yeah,
out.
I'll read it out to everyone as I see.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody needs to. I'll read. Shall I read it out?
Yeah,
Do you want me to? I'm reading it out.
Yeah. Go on then. You
The
can
others?
do it.
Okay. A flame from the deserts of ancient Kem, a flame that devours all, such is the creature I have trapped beneath this hearth. I name it the Fire Vampire, a being of elemental hunger, called forth from another world by dark and ancient rites. For years it has plagued our bloodline, whispering from the shadows, igniting madness in the weak-willed. It feeds not in flesh, but on the essence of life, leaving ruin in its wake. To contain this, the sigil of the watching star, a sacred ward from the Order's old teachings, a barrier forged in blood, fire, and faith. It cannot now escape unless the wards weaken. Beware the presence of dark relics of power within these walls. Their chaotic energies will unravel the delicate binding. If that should come to pass, then the second En Jabbar can reseal the binding, or else all will be consumed and flamed, and the ancient hunger will walk free once more. The back of the journal is a scroll containing the second En Jabbar ritual. Notes scribbled on the back cover of the journal, Edric notes that the Fire Vampire was first summoned to England by a secretive order of cultists in the 14th century, who were descendants of an ancient Egyptian sect dedicated to Nyarlathotep in his aspect as the Burning One. The flame creature was once a servant of the dark god of Kem, known in those times as the Black Pharaoh. It was they who called it forth from the sky's vault and bound it to do their will in burning away the righteous. Oh dear.
Well, we need to
remove
get
the
all
art.
our items away as fast as possible, and somebody needs to cast that ritual spell to reseal the fire vampire back in.
Yes. It does say that it will
Presumably these
reseal
candles
itself.
are used.
No, it just says that it won't reseal itself. It says that you need if
The
that.
spell can reseal itself.
And these candles
yeah.
part of the
Yes.
ritual.
Oh, right.
Mm.
No, that says something else. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Their chaotic energies will unravel the delicate bindings. If that should come to pass, which it has, then the Sekem and Jabba can reseal the binding, or all else will be consumed in flames. And then you've got the ritual of that name on
Yep.
the scroll. So you need to
That's the way I
cast that.
read it. We
Yeah.
need to cast it.
Mm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. So you
And
chaps,
are these candles part of the ritual?
quite possibly, I'll study the ritual and find out.
Yeah, you flick over to the next page that you were looking at, and you see that Jacob was spot on. Each person who's involved in the ritual has to hold a candle. There has to be, so that's how that works. To perform the ritual, you need a mixture of chalk, salt, and blood to retrace the lines of the star. A consecrated candle held by each person present. The journal of Edric Warren. Final words of the incantation must be spoken in unison by all present. Temet Nasu Nejer, which means banished by royal command. We'll put those words into the.
So, do we need 6 people to cast it, or is it as
Yes.
many people as
It
there
didn't
were
say
there?
anything about minimum. It just says whoever's involved in the ritual needs to have a candle.
We can all leg it, or just one person do it.
Perhaps.
So your knowledge of these sort of things,
Mm.
Howard will tell you that the more people that are involved in a ritual, the more chance there is of it
The
succeeding.
better.
Or we should all do it, but we need to get all these items. Let's gather up all our items, drive them off the property, leave them in a car, or leave them drive them to the far side of the grounds, or whatever. That they need to get out of the building now.
Well, why don't we let's do everything at once? In other words, let's get a couple of other people, Bentley and someone else, to help us with the ritual. Get Bentley to get the rest.
Do you try and
get the rest of the staff.
Do you want to
we need more
explain that?
people.
But do you want to explain that? Do you want to explain this to Bentley now? I don't think he's aware of the occult nature of his.
I shouldn't think so.
We need 6 people.
No, we don't. We're just
No.
with the more people, the better. But I don't really want to have to tell more people about this. The 4 of us should be enough, would it not? Without.
I think we need another couple of people. Maximize our chances of this succeeding.
Mhm.
Bentley's been in service to Sir Edward for years and years. Have something.
Well, who we're going to get is his wife and Bentley.
Yeah, I think Bentley and Mr. Stokes. Lady
Get
Amelia.
Bentley to get some of the rest of the staff to get the hell out of here while we do this.
Well, I don't need. They'll all be asleep, won't they? So we don't need to get rid of them.
No.
Let's just.
If it goes wrong, Stanton foresaw what happened.
So yeah, let's put the items into a suitcase and certainly take it out of the house for a start.
Right. So where you are at the moment. So what's your plan then? You're going to go.
Right. The plan is I'm going to go grab all the relics, etc. Curios.
Okay, so when you run downstairs, you're going to go and do that now.
Yep.
Mhm.
While he's doing that, I want to start getting, what was it, chalk? What else was it, Howard?
Yep.
Blood.
Chalk, salt, and blood.
Mm.
Yep.
Go to the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. And as you run downstairs back into the smoking room, Blake.
Yep.
You see all of your items that are still on the table, but something is different about them. The mask, the mirrored mask, the odd 4-faced mask, and the two scepters. So the 3 items that
of particular power. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a strange, almost visible shadow that seems to be floating around them.
Oh hell. Right. I'm gonna get the chest that we've kept all that stuff in and just sweep it all off the table into the box. Shut the box.
Okay. You sweep it, and so the even though it's disconcerting, that visible shadow doesn't do anything to you when you touch them.
Okay, good.
They're all in a box in the chest.
Okay.
What about the books? What are you doing with those?
Everything. It's all going in the.
Okay.
Everything that will fit in will go in there.
You probably need more than one person to carry a chest in with all that stuff in it.
Yeah, I said that I went with them.
Okay, that's cool. Because the books are pretty heavy. Okay, you sweep them all into the chest, and then what are you going to do with them?
Take them outside.
You stagger. Okay, you can't take them out. You see a couple of these servants like coming up the stairs from downstairs. Now, a maid and a housekeeper. They look quizzically at you.
So, where are the keys to the cars held?
The keys to what? Sorry.
Cars. So Edward's car.
Bentley will have them.
Right. Where's Bentley currently?
I think he is with Lady Fitzwarren.
Could you go and find him? please, and tell him to bring the keys to the car to the front of the house. Tell him it's urgent. Thank you.
Yes, of course. They both disappear off. Okay, so you're waiting for Bentley to come back with the keys, and what? So, Jacob, you're in the kitchen searching for the ingredients. What about Howard? What are you doing?
Going to the Great Hall,
Yeah.
and obviously with the journal, the scroll, and the candles, and I'm reading through the scroll and the journal again, so to familiarise myself with the ritual.
Okay.
And to make sure I know exactly what I have to do and in which order.
As soon as you get into the Great Hall, you open the door. Well, the door's kind of slightly. You go into the Great Hall, and you're looking around, and the first thing that strikes you is that the star, the eye in the center of the star, is closed. The room
Is no longer watching.
The room is beginning to become unnaturally hot. And we'll leave it there.
What will happen is that we'll say banished by royal command out of sync and just mess up the incantation.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that if I was you, because Stanton has already been pointed out by Jacob. We've already had some visions of what might go wrong.
Not exactly so.
I'm going to write it on the wall in big letters once I find some chalk, just to help us.